Welcome, Aquarius, to your Astrodice reading for March. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Okay, guys, let's get straight into this. Hope you guys had a wonderful February. Okay. For those of you who are new, this is where I take astrology with tarot and make a small horoscope for the month focused on one of the 12 houses. So let's get in here and get the best house and the best message. Beautiful Aquarius. Ooh. Going straight to the south node. So far, you're the only sign that's had the south node. I've had some north nodes, but not south. Nice. Going straight into some Libra energy into the ninth house. Wow, that's a great place for the south node, is in the ninth house. So very powerful energy over here, guys. So we will be using Vesta because it's the only card I have. I do not have north and south, but this is still talking about the spiritual center and your quiet dignity. Talk about the spirit within, and that's what your nodes are. Now, this is a very karmic combination over here. Talking about past patterns, karmic connections, your belief system that are being revisited or released, and talking about having that karmic reset with that lunar eclipse we just had with that blood moon. Plus, the Mercury retrograde is talking also about karmic resets as well. So a lot of karmic things going on that you guys are definitely picking up on in your ninth house. So very nice. And we're talking about partnerships and relationships over here. So, I just want to bring something up about the South Node really fast, guys. Remember, it's the past life energy of karmic patterns, habits we fall back into, things that feel familiar but may not help us grow anymore, right? And then, of course, we're talking about relationships, balance and fairness, partnership dynamics, and compromise. Okay, whether it's a partner that you're romantic with, or whether it's your business partner, coworkers. Maybe I'm not feeling like I'm with these coworkers anymore. I've outgrown them. Okay, because Libra is a part of the seventh house, right? Okay, so let's go over here to the ninth house, is where we're going. That ninth house, there we go. Thank you. The ninth house is talking about beliefs and philosophies, spiritual truths, higher understandings, long distance connections or different cultures, and also your spirituality, academics, okay, and your long journeys, whether you're on the dark night of the soul or not, okay? So we're talking about things of this nature. So there's definitely going to be some kind of realization or awakening that's going on about what kind of partners that you're choosing. How is this partnership helping me grow? Am I just returning it back to something that seemed like the last relationship that I had, the last job I had, something of this nature, where it's about your higher truth coming in and kind of setting you free from the situation, if you allow it to, right? If you allow it, because then you're going to say, is it really this, or is it really that? Okay, because it's definitely a karmic relationship resurfacing, and we are in Mercury retrograde, so got all these crazy energies. Could be your ex coming back to say, we totally belong together, Aquarius, and you're like, I don't think so, because what if this relationship just ends up the same way it did last time, right? Which means it's already done. I mean, it can't grow past this boundary. So let's get in here into the situation. Situations taking place the beginning of the month, middle of the month, the end of the month. Let's see what's going on with beautiful Aquarius. You have 9 of Cups. You already have your satisfaction, it looks like, or you're looking for satisfaction within the 2 of Cups. Wow. But the Emperor's in reverse. So there's still some strain. There still is something there that's saying, but I have the satisfaction with this connection, but there's something straining. So no matter what, this is a very interesting combination you got here. Okay. You're having a difficulty taking the lead within the situation. It might feel like the person around you is always in control. You feel very happy about the situation. There does feel like there is this connection when it comes to the partnership when it's in the Libra house. You feel like it's going in the direction it's supposed to, but then there's something here because there's somebody is in control. You lose control, and this person is always taking control. So that I do feel like there's a control issue. You always feel like you're losing power. So the action may be inconsistent when it comes to the way you want to get things done, and you might feel like you're surrendering control to them. Like, I'm really happy, but that's exactly what this reading is saying, guys. That's really what it is. They make me really happy, but when it comes down to me being able to do things, I'm never in the driver's seat. I'm always put in the back seat. Or I'm always co-pilot, however you want to see it. They never let me be in control of anything. So it kind of weakens you down. No matter how happy they can make you, that piece there is something there it is, right? That's what gets on my nerve. I'm never allowed to feel like I have some kind of reign over anything. They take the reins of everything. I'm not allowed to say where I want to go to eat. It's always where they want to eat. I'm not allowed to say what movies we're going to watch. So they always have the control of the TV controller, right? So it always just, I think the thing here is that you're with a control freak, and you know that, and I think that puts pressure on you. No matter how happy a person can be, if someone always is control and there's no balance within the control, it gets frustrating. And that's what it's talking about. So it could make you feel like you're unsure about how to step forward properly to address this issue with them. Mid-month, yeah. It feels like they kind of step on your toes. So we have the Seven of Swords to the Eight of Coins to the Devil. So it does look like there's some secrecy. I think you kind of keep this to yourself. You're noticing what's going on, but you're just not saying anything right now because you don't want anything toxic to come out of the situation. So it's kind of self-sabotage in some ways because it's like I haven't come up with the idea yet of how to say something to them about this situation because I want to keep it happy. I don't want it to not be happy, but it does make me feel less empowered. So it's becoming a karmic bond, and it could become a power struggle, and I think that that's what you're trying not to do, is make it into a power struggle. So it could be, it's a little unhealthy to not say something, but you're just going to allow it in the mid-month to kind of like save face, save grace, save the relationship from ending or making them blow up. Okay. Hermit in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse to the Temperance. Okay, that's interesting energy. I think you're thinking a lot about this situation. I feel like there is some kind of reconciliation energy going on over here, and I think that this is going to be the perfect timing. You're kind of guiding yourself to where, you've shut down about not saying anything to saying something now. You realize I can't hold back these feelings anymore. I still want the Ace of Cups to be right side up, but I don't want to drown myself either because, I realize You know, this is not a healthy situation. You can't just take all my power away from me. You can't tell me that I can't have a word in where we go to eat. I can't have a word in this situation, right? So I do feel like where you've been holding back, you're now coming out with fast communication and movement. And they're definitely going to have the conversation that's needed to move this along. No longer avoiding this situation. The temperance at the end is a really good sign, though, because it means that there is healing between the two of you and that it ended up not as bad as you think it was going to be. It's saying you didn't have to really force timing this whole time. You could have actually done so, even though it does feel like it was a little uncomfortable. And remember, if it's not you, it's them, right? But it's kind of, you know, it's okay though, because it says they're on your side, they're listening, they're being patient with you, and they're actually listening to what you're saying. Wow. They're saying, okay, you wanted to pick a movie, why didn't you just say so? That's what they're trying to say. It's kind of crazy though if you want to say that, because then you can say, wait, whoa, 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 that's manipulating the situation, or maybe they're gaslighting because I've said something before and they shut me down. Well, maybe it's because they're growing now, and maybe because the relationship is growing more, or maybe they're actually more in tune now to actually really listen to you instead of just being forceful and doing what they want to do. Do you see what I'm saying? So no matter what it is, the storyline is very clear that maybe they woke up to the situation to where maybe they need to listen a little bit more and be a little more generous, right? Or maybe it's just the way that you approach the situation. Maybe you find it, you know, very heartfelt, and you go in with a different emotional side, right? That changes the whole dynamics of how they, you see what I'm saying? How they respond to your message, right? Of saying so, because they are responding very well. Which I do like that, thank God. Right? So, okay, guys, it looks like it's going to be okay. And I know it looks like you're dealing with somebody who might be a little stubborn. It could be an Aries, and it could be an Aries Taurus cusp. It does look like you are dealing with someone a little stubborn and a little set in their ways, and that could be one of the biggest reasons, right? Okay, guys, until next time, peace and love. Bye bye.